So yeah, we've done it. Today we beat 20 million. We were very close yesterday, 19.6, but you know, as I said, if I get through these 35 stacks and no one dies, I can really push it. So 35 stacks happen at around 15, between 15 to 16 million. And as you can see, I survived that and I pushed to 21.6. So yes, I'm saving that. This is probably like my highest ceiling here. So what I've done, alright, so I had to like try a lot of equipment, and since I don't have Flora, I don't have Vikage, I had to improvise. I don't have Aura in this battle, but I really need this 5 affinity here to make sure we can do as much damage as possible. So I'll start with my tank Fleur buff. So I had to try different equipment. Obviously his skills are maxed out. I'm using him because he can provide attack penalty, he's got AoE healing, and he can dispel. It's random, but it's sort of a dispel. Sadly, his aura doesn't work here. So the equipment I'm using here is it's a HP rune, because he's really low on the HP with defense percentage. Preferably, instead of crit damage, accuracy here. Because it really helps. Enlightenment is another stat that is not needed, but since it costs money, costs gold, change the runes, which I don't have. I mean, I don't have gold. I have runes, but I don't have gold. Then yeah, this is what I had. Accuracy on the negative rune, because he has to apply this attack penalty. If he misses it, then we're done, right? And the boss requires 280 accuracy. So if you look at him currently, he's got 274, if my math is correct, plus the 50 from this. So that's why he's over that threshold. You want 280, but save point is above 300. Always add 20 to this threshold that the boss says, right? And I'm using this set to give him defense, HP, and also absorb the damage from my team, as well as gain this 15% damage reduction, right? The stats on the equipment as defense percentage on the chest, with accuracy. Again, I had to have that accuracy on that piece of equipment here. Defense on the gloves with accuracy as well. I could go HP, but somehow with higher HP I was not able to survive with him. So this threshold here of 65,000 HP is enough. He dies first. You could see that he dies first in the fight, but the team is there to survive long enough. Now this protection staff, basically, again, I'm looking for defense percentage, defense, HP could be useful here, HP percentage as well to boost it, and accuracy on that piece of equipment as well. Here I didn't have accuracy, will be better than resistance, but we go what we got. So HP percentage, defense percentage, and flat defense. Okay, so as much defense as possible because his heal scales with it. So if we could dispel that debuff, that defense down, his heals will be better. But sadly I don't have anyone to do it except for his randomness here. And I'm using Crown of the Unclean. I'm not using it for this. I'm using it for accuracy and defense. Okay, I could go Banner, which I did, but he still dies. And obviously the accuracy will fall way below the threshold. Well, would it though? Would it really? Well, it will be very, very close, right? So I'll be at like 252 instead of 274, well, 320 right now. So yeah, this is why I used it. I might try without it, but I expect him to miss crucial attack down and we're dead. Another support that I use is Adolphus. I don't have Vikage. I tried with Hexandra, it did not work as well as with Adolphus. I'm using this tiara on him. I don't have enough resources to push it to level 20, and his shield scales with enlightenment. Okay, this part is what makes the shield. This part is what makes damage. Okay, so we don't care about the damage in his case. Even if you go full attack and enlightenment, he's still not going to be doing as much damage as our other damage dealers. So Adolphus, target max HP and enlightenment, shield, modifier attack and enlightenment, but in our case enlightenment. Here again, enlightenment for the single target shield and increases ultimate energy by 15. Very good, very useful. And if the target has already had a shield, additionally heals them for 75%. So I think Adolphus with Kalios, or whatever that dude is called, the legendary fire hero, will work really well, because that guy also applies shields, and this will actually heal as well. So something to look forward once I get any of them. And here I'm using this set that heals the hero. Okay, I could go for something else, but sadly this is the only legendary enlightenment chest that I have, so I went with this set. Because on top of that, we always make sure that Adolphus survives. His HP is rather low, 45k, and defense at 2.5k, so we want to make sure he survives. He's, as you could see, he's probably the last one dying, and if he heals himself, he's not wasting this. Well, he shouldn't be wasting that on himself, but you know. And then we go stat-wise enlightenment. As you can see, I got enlightenment on every piece here. I could go HP, I could go defense, doesn't really matter. This is the only defense set that I had with enlightenment. And then we go this enlightenment here as well, and enlightenment here. The only reason I'm not going haste on him is because I have 20 seconds complete recharge time, and all my team is actually set up to do the 20-second interval casting here. So that's why I don't need more skill haste, because he's still there. And when he casts a shield, my rush deals more damage. So let's go to rush now quickly. So rush here. I don't have Flora, as I said, so I used her. Oh, actually, did I change that? Yeah, so I don't need that shield anymore. So previously, see guys, I'm lying. Previously, I've been using on rush instead of going this for 20% increased damage on the ultimate. I went with that. This is another option. This is valid. As you can see, I'll lose a lot of attack, but I'll get that crit rate, and I will still do 20% if I max it out. 20% increased damage here when he's got a shield. So that's why the synergy is there. They all pop their ultimates at the same time to have it. I removed it for this run, but you know, trial and error in my work as well. So that's why I don't have haste on Adolphus, and also to make sure he casts his shield on these skills that I require to absorb. If I put more haste and I try to run it on default, he will cast it at the wrong time. He will, what do you call it? You said it very well there, the real squishy. They will desync. He will desync from the team as well, and as well from the skills. That's why I skipped haste. I want the big shields. The big shields that happen where they need to, and they absorb all the damage I could. And you could see that. I think, as Lancer said, I need to adjust the timing. I should be absorbing different things depending on the outcome of the fight. So if my troll dies, I should be absorbing the first and the second skill. If my team dies, I should be absorbing the ultimate and the first skill. So that's something I might actually change. But yeah, rush here, he still has to be skilled, as you can see, but this skill can deal 400,000 crit damage with the stats I got. Right, the crit rate is low. As I said, this is something I need to work on, but I don't have gold, I don't have equipment, so I need to farm it. Okay, but at this stage, this team is able to do over 20 million on Temporal Vortex 4. Now, there are two ways to play Eric. One is as an enabler with this debuff, or as a damage dealer using the eye. Basically, you can replace their equipment, but I find in my case Tonalnen still doing. The team where Tonalnen is the main damage dealer does better when the Eric is my main damage dealer. It's approximately 10 to 15% damage difference, the total damage difference. So witches remain on Eric to make sure we have this defense penalty too whenever we all trigger our skills. And this is coming from the real squishy here. Use this set. The Brotherhood Spirit. It gives you accuracy, it gives me haste. As I said again, haste, we still cast it at 20 seconds. We don't care if it's earlier. But what this does is when he casts his ultimate, and we cast that ultimate a little bit earlier, I'll go over the timings after I do that. Everyone, all allies, obtain a 15% extra attack, which is our Tonalnen and our rush. Yeah, so cool. And the set here, I mean, This is not optimal. I'm missing a few crucial things. His damage is lower than it used to be, but our team overall damage is higher. Right, the crit damage is low, crit rate is at 50%, and attack is also pretty low compared to what I have when I run the offensive set, right? But it is something to work on, okay? I can farm Grave of Rot, get better pieces of equipment as well. Runes, accuracy, because we need, as you can see, he's actually got huge accuracy here. I would say 250 is enough. So, yeah. If I get an extra 20 somewhere, I can drop this accuracy rune and put a piece of equipment without accuracy. I mean, a different rune here, basically. So yeah, that works well. Max skills. This is the only legendary hero that I invested scrolls into, because I knew it will boost my Vortex damage, and from this season it seems like my wild team will be the one that I will be using. Because I got heroes for it. Obviously these two can be changed, and as well as Rush, don't get me wrong, Rush for Flora, him for either Vikuch or Oguk later on. I mean, that's like a whale team we're talking about, and him with Helios. I think it's Helios or something. I'll show that guy later. And the last one is obviously MVP Tonalnen, the best single target damage dealer in the game when it comes to epics. Not 100% sure, because obviously I don't have others, but she is very good for the wild team. Her crit rate is passively increased by 20%, so at the moment my crit rate here is 76%, plus the 20, it's 96%. It's not 100. But I'm also using the Silver Star Horseshoe, and as you can see, it's only 16, plus 16, so yeah, the crit damage can go even further than that. Crit damage is at 199%. I believe I was able to get her to like 212 before I obviously changed the equipment. Random Gambler set on her to have this chance of proccing this with attack speed as well and attack percentage here. The equipment is, again, it's not ideal, but I'm aiming for these percentages here. So as you can see, crit rate on the glove. If I had high crit rate from the equipment, I could go for crit damage here, right? So that's something worth remembering, because that will really increase that. I noticed some people have it, but as you can see, yeah, I got flat HP and resistance here for Vortex. Well, unless you have huge resistance and you want to resist that defense down, you will be losing another stat. So the resistance in this case is not needed. I mean, I only have like, what, 24, but basically the only piece of equipment I have resistance on, right? Accuracy, again, not important on her, and definitely no enlightenment. I mean, most of my offensive equipment has enlightenment, don't know why, but yeah. And my defensive equipment has offensive stats, so all my green sets have like crit rate. So yeah. And then here again, flat defense, not ideal, but 3 times crit damage. This is why I'm wearing that equipment, as 32% crit damage just on the weapon. And chest, again, crit rate once. Okay, this two. Defense is not bad, I mean, helps that survive, but flat attack in this case is terrible. And that's the team, and yeah, we were able to do huge damage here. I went over the replacements as well. So timings, yeah, let's go over the timings. So again, help from the real squishy here. Good points brought in, because my timings were a little bit different here. Basically, we're casting this skill here at 16 seconds. Why 16 seconds? Well, we could actually cast it. Yeah, okay, that's why. Right, so I'm looking at the damage dealers and who has the highest cooldown on the initial charge of the ultimate, and it is my Rush, 17.41. So that's why everyone is casting at 17.5, as you can see here, right? So we need to sync them together. Next, we got Eric. These meteorites, they take time to hit. So that's why we're going for 1.5 seconds less. So this will give time to all 5 meteorites to hit, and then we can proc those. This voodoo, basically attack penalty, this ensures this hits before the first skill. I might change it. I might change it to hit on the second and on the ultimate and the first skill. So I might go for 20 here in this case, or like 19.5, right? So that's something I can work on. At the moment it's at 17, and same here. That's what I'll be doing today for the most of the day. Try to get more than 21 million. I don't think I will, but you know, we'll try adjust these timings. Let me make a screenshot so I don't forget. Obviously I can rewatch the video later on. But yeah, okay, so this is the original ones. And again, here with shields, depending on what's happening, if the tank keeps dying first, then we readjust the shield. But we want skill casting interval at 20 seconds, so it doesn't desync, and 20 seconds because of the ultimates. The highest one is 20 seconds here, and 20 seconds here. But as you can see here, he's got 22.25, right? But when he has a headfire, he recharges 20% of his ultimate energy, which is basically, I would say, 3.5 seconds, maybe 4 seconds here. So he will cast it. Well, I only assume 2.5. I assume it is enough to drop this to 20 seconds. And that's why I put it at 20. And you could see that in the fight that it is right. He's always the last one to charge, but he's there. So this timing works. Obviously, those two can be changed. And this is, as I said, a full, I don't know why it's called rotate. Let's call it Vortex. And this is the team I've been using for this Vortex, and it works wonders. I mean, I started playing with this team yesterday, and I went from 15 million to 26 in one day by trial and error. So really happy with it. So yeah, let's look at these timers. Eric and everyone can't pop the cooldown now, but he wasn't ready yet, so he's going to do it now. We got Eric on the first one. We can actually do it a little bit earlier, or actually delay the troll, because we want this attack down to be here as well. Yes, that's perfect. 2 skills with attack down. The second hit wasn't. And now we just watch the troll HP to see who falls first. If troll falls first, that means we can adjust the timing on the attack down in this. What I need to test is to see which skill does the most damage when it comes to the AoE and debuff and shield at that time. At first, the shield will feel like it's casted slower. I mean, we will be able to see that it's moving towards this point, but then eventually it goes back and it's all good. So yeah, we got this defense down, and now our main damage dealers are casting the skills. And even without scrolls, look at that rush here, right? He's got the ultimate first. So it is more 4 seconds down when he has the hard fire. And since we're running these 2 wild heroes, he will always have it. So as you can see, now the shield was late. We didn't absorb that. We will only absorb the first skill. Sorry, the ultimate skill. And it will run out when we are getting hit by the first one. So this is something that I need to adjust. And since I'm not running this artifact that boosts Rush's damage with shield, when he's got shield, we can do that. There's nothing stopping us. We're not losing damage, we will just get more damage mitigation. Yeah, so here we go again. We absorbed the first one, we didn't absorb, sorry, we absorbed the ultimate and we didn't absorb that. But it will eventually be closer. So now we will absorb 2 skills. This one, which I've been told might not be the good idea, and this one. Yeah, so this ultimate definitely does more damage than the previous one, because we could see that the shield absorbed 12,000 instead of 2.4. Yeah, so now the shield is at better time. So let's see how much damage we absorb through the shield on this one. So it's 2.5. I didn't think there was a second here. And here, 10. And this does 8 and 8. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely what we need to absorb. So I can adjust this timing just after this run. So I want to cast it over here. So that will absorb this skill, and it will absorb this skill as well. Yeah, definitely this one. This one does the most damage, looking at it. And now again, a shield is a little bit too early on this gouge here. Okay, another thing I was actually forgetting when I looked at it, attack down goes away on this skill. It's up here. So that's why this skill does less damage. This one does less damage, and this will do huge damage. There's no attack down. This is why having Vikage to, you know, have an extra attack down is so important. Sadly, I don't. Okay, this is the time where my team either dies or go for 20 million. So, and I can see already what was the issue. The shield was a little bit too early. Right, so if we survive this wave, we're good to go. Because the troll will be taken down a little bit, and he survived that. Right, did you see that 500k crit from Rush? That was the... And Rush was my first legendary, which I never upgraded up until that point. So yeah, let's see. The troll is not missing. Okay, he's dead now. Yeah, and the shield was halfway through this gouge, so this is something that needs to be adjusted. And everyone's down. Okay, but that's 19 million damage. Almost 20 million in that case. Let's adjust the timing now. So let's try this adjusted timing on the shield and the troll now. So they will try to avoid the fourth and the first skill. So instead of the usual 20 seconds, I went for 20 and a half. Because the animation is longer on the boss as it's been highlighted. And what happened later on the fight, I was not able to absorb the first skill. Because the shield was cast way too early. Hello original Jarhead, how are you doing? Okay, let's see, this is usually around where the skills are synced for the shield and the attack down. Oh, it's going good. I managed to beat over 20 million damage on the boss, and actually it was 21.6 million. So the goal has been reached and almost beaten by 10%. Yes, Endrick is good then. I actually maxed out his skills using all my available scrolls. Wow, that was like last second shield. Did you see that? Okay, that looks good. I mean, the team is constantly at full HP at 20 stacks. The most damage is absorbed, and then damage is healed back by Troll's battle skill. Okay, they are getting a little bit late now, but we're still absorbing things because of the animation on the boss. And also, important thing, since we are absorbing most of the stuff, when Frurbath takes damage from the second skill, he's the only one with low HP, which means Adolphus shields him instead of any other guy. So the battle skill chooses our troll, in that case, making him survive the onslaught. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about Lengser, like 225 instead of 2.5. I wanted to go with this big threshold, like with a big jump, and then adjust so we can see the limits. But yeah, minor tweak and it will be good as well. As you can see, now I can survive this. I can survive this 19 million, and look at this. Perfect. that was a perfect absorption. Now we're gonna fill it in the bones. I think, yeah, our damage dealers will die. So 45 seconds, it's basically, sorry, 45 stacks is basically where my damage dealers fall to the AoE as well. But yeah, small adjustment of the timing on the shield, and it looked way better. It looked smooth, getting to that point where they get obliterated. There we go, 20 million recreated. So let's do that small change. So basically here, instead of 2.5, we go with 2.3, and we go with that as well. Reduce this. Sorry, Eric or Dame? Who's Dame? Oh, you mean Dane? Dane is an epic hero, and Eric is the legendary one. So that's two different scrolls. Okay, let's do it one more time. If we can recreate 20 million using this setup now, it will be twice in a row, even with all the RNG, and it means the results will be around this area going forward. I'm actually not keeping track of it. I'm basically recording it as we speak, so I can always revisit it, because I'll montage that in one big video. But you're right, we might actually be absorbing skill number 4 and... sorry. Yeah, maybe next test should absorb skill 3 and 4 and attack down on skill number 1 and 2. We can do that. Yeah, I agree. This way we can mitigate the damage on all skills. I mean, obviously we will still take damage, but half damage on that compared to the full damage. Because shield will absorb most of it. His shield is quite good. No, I'm not running. I'm running defense down artifact because otherwise he dies. But now with everything we've set up, we might actually try and do it. Put more defense on him. But if I do that, I might lose accuracy. I might not be able to 100% to have a 100% chance of applying attack down. That's another issue. That's why I need to farm more equipment now to have these extra pieces. But yeah, I can see that surviving these 35 stacks is way easier when we absorb the ultimate and the last skill. As I am saying that, the shield went a little bit too early, I think. Yeah, too early for the shield. But we're still close to that 20 million. If we survive the next wave, we should be alright. Although, as we can see, the HP bar on our tank is so low, he will die to the next skill. But yeah, we are here, over 20 million. That was the goal. And he still survived that, yeah. So tiny adjustment on the timing, and we're doing about the same damage as we did on our highest score. We will actually outdamage that. Why did I save? Boom, the troll should be dead now. That's alright, our team can survive the next 2 skills. Well, if Adolphus decide to cast shield, well, he said, screw you guys, I'm going to do it alone. I'll get all the fame. And there he is, last man standing. Another 20 million run. So that is the highest one. So this little adjustment here from 20.5 to 20.3. Obviously, this is RNG. Next time I run it, I might not even get to 20 million, right? But this really helped. We could see that. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please click the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. As always, thank you for watching. Stay safe. Bye!